Another reveal show? Yeah, I ain't watching that. Wow! Welcome back to the Red Ones Go Fast. Old Big Mac here, and it's time for another episode of Orktober, which is our month-long celebration of everything awesome and fun about Warhammer 40,000, which of course means orcs, because green is best. Alright, so for those of you that have been living under a rock, yes, it's Orktober. We are doing a video every single day this month. You should check them out in the playlists that are going to be like everywhere, up, down, below, whatever. Check them out. Go watch the videos. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any going forward. You have already seen an introduction to some of the things that are happening this month, a announcement of our contest going on, as well as the first installment of painting an entire Warhammer 40,000 army as a regular person. That means no YouTube trickery, no airbrushes, no having multiple people painting on it, anything like that. Just one regular guy with a full-time job raising some grots, painting up an army using spray paint and brush paints and nothing fancy. So yeah, those are the videos that have been out so far. You should definitely check those out. And of course, there is a lot more coming down the pike every single day, all month long. Now, as far as this video goes, this is inspired by this Saturday. It is indeed yet time for another Warhammer preview. These used to be really cool and really fun. They were live, and they did reveals of the minis and like a cinematic release thing and like all of this really cool stuff. And they were like a whole lot of fun to participate in live, watch, have reaction videos, you know, hang out together, whatnot. All 2024 long, they have been different. They have been pre-recorded, like YouTube, not quite shorts because they're all really long, but it's like this behind the scenes with designers and stuff, but it's really droll and boring. They don't really show the minis, if they show them at all. They've not been fun. So instead of doing them live, I've been reading the recaps afterward and then putting my stuff together. And, you know, that got me to thinking, what we were really missing with the whole live setup before is it was fun, it was exciting, and now it's not. And when I think about fun and exciting, I don't think about the things that we need, I think about the things that we want. And yeah, so here's the setup. We know that there's not going to really be any Warhammer 40k stuff because Games Workshop has said so. Their new roadmap, whatever thing for 40k basically said for the rest of 2024. However, that does not mean that we're not getting anything for Warhammer 40k, thanks to, of course, Kill Team, which just had its brand new version launched, which uses all 40k models, or models that you can use in 40k that are from Kill Team, you know what I mean, and a little thing called Orktober. You see, Games Workshop, for the first time in quite a few years, has actually got on board with Orktober. They plastered it across the cover of their White Dwarf magazine, and that means we are definitely getting an orc release. Now, I know what you're going to say. But old Big Mac, we already got our codex this year. We're not getting any more orcs. And that's where you're wrong, because every year for the holidays, Games Workshop releases an orc. That's right. It's usually the Red Gobbo. We did get the Gothrocker a couple of years ago. Not to be confused with the real the Gothrockers, the band that does old Big Mac's intro and outro. Check them out in the links down below. Go listen to them on Spotify. But anyways, every holiday season they do some sort of really cool commemorative mini. So yeah, there was the original the Red Gobbo, there was the Red Gobbo on Bouncer, there was the Gothrocker, and then last year we had the Red Gobbo Surprise and the Gobblepalooza Get whatever, the Red Gobbo for Age of Sigmar. Which means we can definitely expect that we are going to get something orky, maybe if not told to us on Saturday, at some point this holiday season, just thanks to that tradition. But we also know that we're getting a Kill Team for orcs, thanks to some artwork that was in the Kill Team rulebook. Alright, all that done with, I don't really care about any of that. You see, in the tomes of knowledge of everything orky, from Rogue Trader to second, to third and a half, fourth, etc., there's been a lot of orc models and a lot of orc rules. And, well, it's a whole lot of fun. And trying to predict what we're going to get or what the army needs isn't nearly as fun as predicting what we want. And that's what this video is. This is what old Big Mech would do if James Workshop put me in charge of the orc range to drop on everybody for October. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, we need a new codex. This thing sucks. Our best detachment is the index detachment, and all of the flavor is gone. All of the clans don't mean anything anymore. The army doesn't, the speed freaks don't go fast. The big mechs don't use mech stuff. It's just kind of dumb. I would rewrite all the rules, but we're not going to talk about that. So I'm going to flip this out of here. I can tell you, one of the biggest things orc players want is a return to some of our classic special characters. We lost just about everybody. I think Ghazghkull and Snickrot are really all that's left of the orc heroes. They got rid of Zagstruck and Grotsnick and dear old Captain Badruck, and yeah, it's just lost a lot of the flavor of the orcs from over the years, and I would definitely go back to doing that. I mean, they just did this really awesome model for Uthak Blackhawk. Throw him in the Codex. Let us actually play him outside of Legends. He's really cool. And while you're at it, why not do Demeklord from the Brutal Cunnin books? That would be a super awesome character. The other thing I would do is definitely this guy, Warlord Nazdrag Ug Erdgrub. Nazdrag has been part of the orc lore and codexes since all the way back in Rogue Trader, and where is he? Why don't we have a mini for him? Why isn't he one of the options in the codex? It's just fun and flavorful. You've got 10 million named Beaky characters. You got a whole bunch for Imperial Guard, 10 million Chaos guys. Why can't the orcs have a couple? And of course, being a speed freak myself, good old Wazdaka Gutsmech. This is indeed the Wazdaka named for Wazdaka Red. He is supposed to be the craziest orc warbiker in the entire universe, and we've never really had a model for him, at least not anything official. And yeah, it would be really, really cool, especially now that we've lost generic war boss on a war bike and stuff like that. Going back to having a named character on a bike would be really, really awesome. I know the Deffkilla War Trike exists, and I have one, and I like it, but it's a generic leader, and the trike isn't as cool as a bike. Like, give me a Mad Max bike with Wazdaka on it. And while we're talking about the old ways, we used to have Boar Boys, and they were always kind of a part of orc things. They disappeared for a little while, and now we've got the Beastnaga Boys, which are cool. In fact, I happen to be painting them right now as part of that army project, and they do have a lot of tech to them. You can see this guy right here actually has a completely cyborg leg. Some of them even have wheels instead of legs, and they're cool, but I don't know that they're as cool as cyborgs. So definitely getting some Boar Boys back would be really cool. Now, the Beastnagas did end up evolving from the old Scar Boys, and well, frankly, as much as I love these guys, they haven't aged that great, and I don't think we really need to bring Scar Boys back, especially now that we have Beastnagas. But what I would like to see come back are Ard Boys. Ard Boys were pretty simple. They were regular orc boys with some pots and pans on them, so they had actual armor. They were a neat extra option choice, and they never really got a legit kit. You had to kit bash them, which was one of the greatest things about these old orc rule books, is you had to kit bash stuff. In fact, famously, Games Workshop themselves did not make a battle wagon for decades. I mean, Armorcast had one, but Games Workshop did not have a 40K version, and it even said in the books that you needed to scratch build it yourself, and that all of them should be different. We need to go back to that. That would be awesome. So it would be cool to have rules for things like this that we don't necessarily have models for. Which, speaking of, while you're doing Ard Boys, there's no reason why you can't bring back stick bombers as well. Yeah, hello, where's us throwing a bunch of stick bombs at things? Which, of course, brings me to my pride and joy. Looted vehicle. Where is our looted tank? We absolutely have to have a looted tank. Come on now. All right. I know I said I wasn't going to go into rules, and then I was like, I'm going to rewrite the codex, and here's all the things that are in back. Let's talk about models. I have a very simple list of demands, and it's all of them. But let's go through it one at a time. We need a new war boss. Regular old generic war boss on foot needs to happen. The current kit is really old, and most people are proxying things or using the old War Boss from the Assault on Blackreach set or something like that. Give us a War Boss kit. It'd be really cool to do it like the new Beaky Captain kits, where you've got like 4 or 5 different heads and like 3 different arm sets with the different weapons and whatnot, so that you can, you know, even buy more than one and have all of them look different out of the box and give you a bunch of cool bits and stuff. So that would be one cool thing. Next is Mega Armor. The new War Boss Mega Armor is awesome. He makes all the other Mega Armor stuff look kind of weedy in comparison. I think some new Mega Knobs would be absolutely fantastic, and while you're at it, do a new Big Mech in Mega Armor as a standalone kit, and then that would be really cool. You'd be able to buy the Mega Knob kit bash, you know, kit them out however they're supposed to be, whether for close combat or you know, Crump or DACA or both, and then yeah, you could get the Mega Armor War Boss and get the Mega Armor Big Mech, and yeah, have yourself a great old time. So that would make a fantastic rounding out to the HQ section of Orcs. Moving on down the line, I've seen a lot of people online complaining about the Knobs kit and wanting a new Knobs kit. I don't know why. The multi-part Knobs kit is actually really good. It's really thematic, and it comes with a ton of spare bits. You can customize those guys a million ways from Sunday, and they totally stand up in today's army, even against the cool extra pose guys that are actually monopose. So I wouldn't necessarily replace those. What I do want more than anything is new boys. I know we got new boys that are monopose, and they're really cool looking, but converting them is really, really hard. I did a whole video on it, and there's definitely ways to convert them, but man, you can only do it so many ways and so many times before they really do start looking the same because of those poses. And after building the Beast Nagas and seeing how modular they were, it made me like really wish we had a modular new boy kit. It doesn't need to be as crazy as the old boy kit where the, you know, the top torso and the legs were different and all that stuff. Like, it could be single piece bodies, but I mean, come on, make the arms interchangeable, make the shoulder pads interchangeable, make the heads interchangeable, and at least give us something to work with. I think having a new boy kit would be absolutely a smashing great idea. Now, I know we're probably getting actual new tank bustas. That's probably what the new Kill Team is, based on the artwork from the Kill Team book, which is super cool because we absolutely need them, but there's no point in me really railing out about them because we all agree that we need them, and that's probably what we're going to get. My final wish, need, want, if I was in charge of making the Orc line, is actually a new truck. Now, I do like the truck model. I own 5 of them. They're great for kit bashing and whatnot, and they're one of the most detailed models Games Workshop has ever released. That also means they're one of the most fragile. I literally cannot take my trucks anywhere without having something fall off of them because they are like literal model car kits instead of gaming pieces. They're not on a base. They have like the drive shafts and all the stuff on the bottom, all their little exhaust pipes and things. Just everything falls off all the time. And unless you heavily kit bash them, they really do look really similar to each other, kind of no matter how you assemble them. And I think that that's not very orky. So making a new truck kit, also the truck is ginormous. Have you ever noticed that? The truck is like the size of a Land Raider when you actually have all of the pieces on it, on the body itself. So yeah, making it more reasonably sized. But yeah, let's make a new truck kit. Let's make it not have a bunch of fiddly bits that can fall off, but let's make it in a way that you can actually interchange pieces like the DACA Jet kit. The DACA Jet kit is just perfection. You can build all the different Orc flyers out of one kit. They all look amazingly different from one another, and it's just having a few different parts that interchange in the way that they interlock and stuff. There's no reason why you couldn't do that with a truck kit and make it where, you know, you've got a couple of different grills and a couple of different like headlights and things and like trim pieces that can go on different ways, and you could absolutely make that kit just amazing. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What are your wants? What are your needs? Whether it's Orcs or not. Some armies are easy, right? Like Eldar, what they need and what they want are exactly the same. They need new Aspect Warriors and Phoenix Lords, and that's probably what they're going to get, right? But, you know, I don't play every army. I don't collect every army. I don't know what is out there, but, like, what do you guys want? If you were put in charge by Games Workshop, what would you come out with for all the different armies? Especially Orcs. Obviously, I want to know the Orcs. But put those down in the comments below. I'd love to read them and see what you guys have come up with. All right, that's been all for today's Orktober video. Tune in tomorrow same time for yet another Orktober video from Old Big Mac here. And in the meantime, grab your Red Squig merch at the links down below. All right, until next time, Wagon!